At long last, we're finally here. Starting to finish up on Mass Effect 3. Last time we left off, we were kind of just wrapping up the main mission of the Citadel DLC, and we're going to pick up exactly where we left off. But this is going to be it. This is going to be the last one. We'll be finishing up the main storyline and then just trying to do some of the little extra bits, which I don't think there's too many. Also, excuse me while I move a cable on my microphone. But yeah, it's gonna be the last one. It seems like it's been a long time coming. Even when we finished the game, we didn't quite finish the game. So here we are, finally at the end. And yeah, it's been a hell of a ride. Past 3-4 months or so, we've been streaming these games as part of the Legendary Edition, and I've enjoyed it quite a bit. So it's kind of sad to see it go, but it's well deserved, and yeah, as I said, kind of been a long time coming, so we'll finally cross that road. Alright, Vigil Score. I'll shut you down for a sec. Not too much in terms of the soundtracks with these three games that quite match up with that one. I think it's kind of been hit or miss with a lot of the soundtrack in 3 and 2. And I feel like it was sort of that way in 1 as well, but 1 had such extreme highs that it was hard to kind of come down from that. Alright. We're just about set here. There we go. Okay. So if we don't remember what happened last time during the stream, Shepard was tricked by going to a very high-established sushi restaurant. And there was a bit of a hit put on her. So who put on the hit? Well, it was a dynamic duo of like a ex-Cerberus officer and Shepard's own clone. So now Shepard's clone has infiltrated the archives in the Citadel, has rewritten the Spectre status to be under her particular genetic DNA pattern and handprint signature and everything. And she's looking to take over the Normandy, so we're here presumably trying to stop that. I don't know if it had been disclosed or not yet. Also, Rex is back. We haven't seen him in this playthrough since Mass Effect 1. Had you missed the previous stream I did, where I explained everything, essentially, I was able to go back and manipulate the save file, do some slight modifications, and Rex, please. I was able to bring back party members that were dead or missing or what have you, just so that we could get the fullest experience out of this particular DLC, because I do think it's a lot more fun when you have all potential party members involved. Otherwise, it's slightly depressing. Or not as eventful. Oops. Can I get up on here? I guess not. These damn drones, too. This DLC is also very good in the fact that it mixes up the enemy patterns. I mean, a lot of times when you're fighting stuff, I mean, there's really only 2 types of enemies. Well, I mean, you know, within their respective ranges, but you got Reapers and you got Cerberus, that's about it. This new, like, mercenary group is pretty extreme. They've got some qualities and traits from the Cerberus-type enemies, but they're a little bit more beefed up. They've got some additional hardware backing them up. They actually seem a little bit more competent than some Cerberus soldiers, which is somewhat astounding. These goddamn drones are one of the biggest issues because they could immediately eliminate your shields, which kind of sucks. They've got these grenades that just kind of burst into several different grenades. It's a little bit shitty. Lots of cloaking involved. It's nuts. One of my biggest complaints about the melee, even though it's cool to have like the finisher, is that it doesn't like really lock on to an enemy. Sometimes when you try to go for that huge finishing maneuver, you end up missing it if the enemy is slightly out of range. I feel like if this was any other third-person shooter, or really just any shooter with a finishing melee combat attack, you'd typically be locked in once you begin a big animation like that. I mean, I guess it does make it a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't quite feel right, does it?
Understood.
You know what? I don't have one of my chats open. I thought I pulled that up, but I didn't, so excuse me while I try to get that up and running. Might take a while, though. Sometimes I get some bad connection issues with other applications if I'm streaming.
We need to move. The Normandy's about to take off.
Oop. Yeah, it's kind of bad.
When we want to take off, there's a half-hour pre-flight checks. They just gun the engine and go?
Maybe we should skip the pre-flight ourselves next time.
Strongly considering it.
Send a warning to the Normandy. We can't. Tunnels are jammed from the mercs. Damn it.
Oh, shit. Whoa. They're very grenade happy. Watch it, Garrus. They might take out your shields.
Let's move.
I didn't come this far just to watch the Normandy leave.
And I don't even... Wait. What? You were just on the Normandy. You fired me. Dishonorable discharge for conduct unbecoming. You kicked me off the ship with barely enough time to grab my toothbrush.
Okay. I want to comment on the toothbrush. What's so special about it?
I can't fire you without a disciplinary hearing trainer. And really? The first thing you grab is your toothbrush?
It's a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses mass effect fields to break up plaque. And someone
That sounds
just
dangerous.
threw me off the ship. If it wasn't you...
It's like if we had a
Shepard
toothbrush
got
that
it
uses
close.
nuclear
Makes sense
fission.
when you think about it.
I could explain more later. For now,
Why didn't Rex just walk in?
sealed.
The engines are online. They're about to take off.
Is there anyone still aboard who can help us?
No, I was only there because I helped with the Normandy retrofits back on Earth. Everyone else is on shore leave.
I need another way onto the ship, and I need it fast.
There's an emergency exit hatch for evacuations. It should be right here.
Manual lock, and it's only meant to be opened from the other side. Any ideas?
From this side, a very precise mass effect field, maybe.
Oh. How handy.
If you'd told me this morning that a toothbrush was going to save the Normandy, I'd have been very skeptical.
registered a perimeter access alert. One of the security hatches.
Thank you, Steve Bloom, soldier.
Where?
Unknown. When we shut down the AI, we disabled a lot of security systems. Shepard could be anywhere on the ship.
Shepard is standing right in front of you. Are we clear?
It's better this way. Wouldn't you rather take her down yourself?
Armory, find her! Slow her down.
Pretty sure we broke Trainer's toothbrush getting the hatch open. Remind me to reimburse her for that.
I'll make a note of it.
Little cramped in here.
Quiet. Can't risk them hearing us up top.
Yeah. Get off my tail.
It always looked like there was possibly something underneath these slats, but can never tell.
She said slow her down because she thinks we're cannon fodder. Oh, well, shit. Watch out, they're here.
Well, it's a good thing Normandy has emergency, like, cover spots. What the hell is this?
I always wanted to do it,
You always wanted to have a firefight on the CIC of my ship?
and it isn't even my birthday.
Oh. I thought I reloaded. What the hell? Bastard's still not dead. Those damn shield
This is Rio,
enemies.
Shepard. I need you to lock down the Normandy. Can you help us out? Edie, do you copy?
Guess she's got problems of her own.
This is from my cabin. She's moving stuff out of my cabin. Oh,
Wait.
now it's personal.
She threw away the model ship? Why? We should have similar tastes. I don't see why that would be the first thing to go. Unless the other ones are buried underneath that. Totally didn't like the Normandy. I guess it's a sore spot. Is that the SR-1? Or is it the SR-2? It's the SR-2. Okay. Never mind. Anything else we have up here? Okay. All Cat 6 Long Range Specialist LRS mailing list. Subject primary weapon flexible accounts. Alright, snipers. Management heard LRS Bell's complaints about having to go with a standardized loadout instead of customizing your gear. So here's the deal. You can either take the standardized loadout or apply for a flex account that gives you an annual stipend to apply toward new weapons, upgrades, and maintenance. Your call, but anyone who goes crazy with mods and blows their own foot off with high explosive ammo is SOL, like LRS Bell. I miss that explosive ammo. Why did we never get anything that was comparable to that? Credits in your Flex account expire at the end of the year. Fiscal, not calendar. Also, LRS Bell is no longer fit for service. As LRS is no longer fit for service, we'll be passing the hat for anybody who wants to chip in for a "you shot your foot off" card so we can send Susan off to retirement with a smile. At least they're taking care of their own. Private Campbell's personal account. 3 credits. Wow. I'm guessing that's the one of the door girls, security gate lasses.
So, anyone want to talk about their people's history?
Nope.
So I'm the only one who misses when we used to chat in the elevators back on the Citadel.
Yep.
So disappointed.
I remember that line being somewhere. I thought it was in Mass Effect 2. My goodness, it took all that time to finally hear it. What? Classic and 7 armor.
Unacceptable. want to stop shooting up my ship? It's not your ship. It will be. I've taken your name, your Spectre rank, even your fingerprints. And then you left me to die. Only I didn't. You think fake fingerprints are gonna fool the Council? Or hack it? How's that big plan looking now? Hatchet squad to the shuttle bay.
It's a big shotgun. Man, Garrus is already dead? Shit.
Shepard, this is Vega. Do you copy?
Shepard, you're Vega. You cut the jamming?
We did. It was heavily defended, but we got through and disabled their tag.
What the hell, Garrus?
We need backup!
Whoa, jeez. It's literally just transitioning from cover to cover. I don't know if I should stand next to you, Garrus. Keep dying. I mean, I died pretty damn quick too, but still. Maybe it was one of them drones.
Shepard, this is Vega. Do you copy? Over.
Shepard here, Vega. You cut to the jamming?
We did. It was heavily defended, but we got through and disabled their tag.
We need backup!
Whoa. I should get around pretty damn quick.
Commander, the Normandy's prepping for a jump to MTL. Can you get to the cockpit, like, soon?
Negative. I'm occupied in the shuttle bay.
Roger that, Commander. We'll proceed with Plan B. Plan B? The hell is Plan B?
Goddamn. Jeez. I actually don't even remember this battle. I mean, natural conclusion that you would end up fighting the clone, but I don't remember this all that well. So I don't even know if it was all that hard before. Though I do think I was playing on normal difficulty last time, so I guess it would sort of make sense. But yeah, she's got all the powers.
Shepard here, Vega. You cut to the jamming?
We did. It was heavily defended, but we got through and disabled their tag.
We need backup!
Can you get to the cockpit, like, soon?
Negative. I'm occupied in the shuttle bay.
Roger that, Commander. We'll proceed with Plan B. Plan B? The hell is Plan B? I got it.
Are you kidding me? You're nothing but one more mercenary thug.
The shield guys are the worst.
Get the hell off my ship.
Again with the pancreas. I'm overriding the Skycar safety command. I'll shut Normandy's path and try to get their attention. For bait? Plan B stands for bait. Moving in, Commander.
What the hell? Okay. That's cinematic. I'm like, what ability was that? At least Cortez is driving.
What the hell's going on up then shoot it.
It would seem like, considering everything else they've done. Oh wow, they're just shooting the Citadel.
Need to stay within 30 degrees of the nose to block course plotting. That makes us a perfect target.
Yeah, they wouldn't be remiss about shooting a sky car.
No.
Damn it. Launch the shuttle and blow that thing out of the sky.
Watch out! That door's still open.
Ruin everything! My path is cut! My team is pressing forward. The team! You have minions, and you're running out!
Where'd the sniper come from? Yeah, Rex really gets around. He was like, he's hopping around all over the place, but he likes to get up and right in their faces.
Tired old woman! This tired old woman is kicking your ass!
Slideshow over there for a second.
Look at you. What makes you so damn special? Why you and not me?
Hang on.
We got you.
She had an opportunity to shoot Garrison Rex.
Thanks.
What about this hijack?
Here, take my hand. And then you live. Or what?
It had some kind of parallel. The killing the clone seems a little bit too harsh.
Fortunately, they weren't here long enough.
Though
to
she,
do much real
I don't know, female Shepard doesn't seem as
Although I
sympathetic
may need
as a
some help
clone
from James cleaning
as
up
male
the
Shepard
damage
did.
to
I don't know
Shepard.
why.
Plus, they overloaded the heat diffusion system, firing at us. Not sure if you noticed, but Shuttle Guy here did some crazy stunt flying to keep us in one piece.
That's nice to fly something a little more maneuverable than the Kodiak.
What about Edie? Is she back online?
I am once again fully in control of the Normandy.
Just mildly annoying, that
What about the
man.
mercs? Any survivors?
Just one crappy-ass pilot and her. Alliance has taken her to a high-security facility. Maybe she can give him some dirt on Cerberus.
I'll be more than happy to cooperate with the authorities.
Until you escape.
Me? Escape? But I'm not a field agent.
Stop. Just stop.
You betrayed me and the Alliance in the middle of a war. I was young and naive. Admit it, Commander. You'll miss me.
What? Each other for like 5 seconds.
Not at this range, I won't.
Maintenance to the shuttle bay?
I wonder if anybody's got any questions about why the Normandy was just shooting a bunch of buildings.
The rest of the squad's waiting outside. We'll have the Normandy back in shape in no time.
Appreciate it.
What happens on shore leave stays on shore leave.
Come on. Maybe we can take some actual time off. No explosions or anything. Just us.
Don't know about no explosions, but just us sounds perfect.
I don't know, I think Rex really makes this DLC worthwhile. I feel like it was the right call to bring him back. Some people might think, oh, you should stick with your choices, but
evil clone, you know what comes next.
It's a weird DLC anyway.
A nap?
Please, we partied down.
Well, I gotta get going. Things to settle up before I head back to Tuchanka. Always fires to put out when you're in charge, right? Let me know if you want to hang out or if you're having that party.
See ya.
Party, huh?
Well, no pressure. No one's gonna make you throw a party.
All right. Good idea. Let's set it up.
I've channeled discretionary funds into your account for the purchase of any celebratory supplies, Commander.
Ooh, discretionary.
Okay, Edie and Cortez and Trainer are in. What?
I have also informed Dr. Tassoni about any potential upcoming celebrations.
Wait, I am in charge of the guest list.
Yeah, so there's no uninvite button on this thing?
All right, but when it's time, I invite the rest.
Cortez just invited James. So...
Fine.
I'm gonna go out and see how much trouble I can get into without snapping a femur.
Members of your crew have expressed interest in spending time with you, Commander. You can check your private terminal for messages. If you require activities, Silver Sun Strip has an arcade in addition to the casino. You have also been granted a complimentary pass to the combat simulator.
Thanks, Cliff. Guess I should take advantage of some shore leave myself.
All right. Considering all of the crew members that you can potentially kill, it really is a sad state of affairs if you can't actually invite a lot of your old crew members. As a staple, I think it's always Trainer, Cortez, Liara, Joker, and I guess Vega. So you get all the humans and the one Asari. Well, all the humans in this game. So, not exactly brimming with happiness at the concept of just them having a party, but I think pretty much everyone else is invitable.
Commander,
I don't know
if you would like to begin the party, you will need to purchase supplies on the Strip first.
I actually need to go out and buy them. I can't
I have
just I
already
can't get them
placed
shipped.
credits in your account for this purpose.
But yeah. Caden and Ashley, I'm not too sure. I guess they'd probably pop up, but the fact that Ashley went off to do something, I'm not even really sure. She went to join Hackett and doing something. But I don't even know if she could pop up in this. I was kind of wondering about that when I started this up last time, but yeah, she didn't make one appearance. She wasn't with the rest of the group. I guess she knows she's not welcome. Sounds like some raunchy elevator music. Oh, what do we got? So we can make the home look a little nicer. Polished vanity? Or deluxe vanity? I mean, on the one hand, it'd probably be better if I could just get all the most expensive stuff, but I don't know. I might like the look of some of the cheaper things. Cozy sofa? Posh sofa. I like weird looking furniture like that. Look at that. Wholesome kitchen. Just 2 kitchens? I guess look at the wholesome. Basic recliner, elegant ottoman, light coffee table. I guess. Artistic shelving. Amber accent wall. Why not? You know, I got like a lot of money. I might as well just buy all this crap. For some reason, I was thinking I didn't have that much.
We're happy to fulfill all your household needs.
Okay. Tiberius Towers. Is that in reference to old James? James T? I can't think of many people that got the name Tiberius.
New player. Need new player. You play easy. Fight lady. Pretty queen. Follow lady.
Okay.
Where? Oh, where?
I didn't even see you do the thing. I think this game is rigged.
No, you lose. Find the lady. Oh, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Ah, big winner. You lose again. You play.
I don't know.
You play. Play. Yes. Play. Oh.
God damn it.
Now that is a beautiful car.
Really? Why exactly?
It's a Mark II 2187 Black. Top speed is 650 clicks. Come on. Top Flight called it the sky car of the century.
All right.
Anybody gonna bring up that all the cars look the same?
Try again.
So we were talking about this before. Do I need to purchase like some crap tickets or something? I guess not. But there's a handful of things to do here in the Citadel DLC, one of which is this arcade.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to the Armax Arsenal Arena. Armax Arsenal and the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board have registered you for a complimentary competitor's pass. You may start a match by going downstairs and selecting simulator options. When you are ready, enter the locker room.
Interesting that they have a female Turian VI. Guess mixing it up from Movina. Arya Talok. Barlavon. Wasn't that a Volus? Ray, Bailey, Herc. Aetheta. Bernard Plim, Al Jelani. Oh shit. Jordan Knowles, Tully Mayer. I don't know that I want to do this. I remember trying it out. I think I only did it once when I originally played the DLC. But it's just, a basic arena setup, and then you're just shooting at shit. We've done plenty of that in the game. I mean, if I was doing it on my own time, I probably wouldn't mind. Let's see. I'm curious to see if you get anything for it, though. Combat simulator upgrades. Yeah, it looks like there's some kind of prize system or something like that, but I just don't know that I want to put any time into it because I wouldn't be grinding for anything on stream anyway, so... Maybe this is just the arena. I thought this was also the arcade. On-site infirmary. Ooh, foods. And an advertisement for Blasto 6. Partners in crime.
Waiting for the next match to start? Visit the concession stand in the main lobby for a wide variety of refreshments.
Alright, like I said, there's not a ton to it. It's pretty much just combat with generic enemies. VI enemies.
Come on in. My feet are...
So who's this patriarch person you keep going on about?
What? You never heard of Mighty Patriarch?
Oh, okay. I was assuming there would be more to that conversation. I guess not. Oh, is this a casino? I wasn't aware that we could access it after the fact. Who's in charge now? Looks like they got new guards. Krogan are a little bit more intimidating than guys with, like, the Lobot headset. Shit. I don't think I could squeeze through there.
The legend of his rule echoes across Citadel space and beyond. How could you possibly not know?
I don't know, maybe because he's not ruling now.
That is a meaningless detail.
Welcome to Silver Coast Casino.
Story transcends.
So there I was, taking cover behind a table.
Ah, Castle Arcade. This is what I was thinking of before.
You go first.
Stay out of trouble.
Your move. Interesting. I've watched some of your other matches, and you've never opened a game with that particular move. What are you planning?
I planned on starting the game. It's still your move.
Right, sorry. I'll just advance this. No, this for you.
I want to see what's going on. Oh, look, this one has, like, something on the board. I don't think they're actually playing. This one looks serious. They've got, like, some kind of game master overseeing it. Oh, the claw machine. What are you doing here, Zaid? Get him, claw machine!
You bastard. God damn it.
Zaid?
Over here, Shepard. This thing is fucking impossible.
What are you doing?
There was a kid here, sniveling brat, spending all his credits, crying.
So you thought you'd get a prize for him?
He asked. Looked simple enough. God damn it.
Where's the kid?
What do I care? Got any credit, Shepard?
Here, let me.
Oh, I thought I was actually gonna have to play it.
Beginner's
Wow.
luck?
It's obviously rigged somehow.
But I just... Never mind.
I'm going to hunt down the shit-for-brains inventor of this crooked game and pull his inspiration out through his asshole. Probably some smart-ass Solarian bastard.
Jeez,
I'm
Zaid.
going back in. Credits.
I haven't seen you this angry since you were trying to kill that Blue Suns guy.
All right. Here you go, sweetheart.
Wow,
Okay,
Volus
Zaid,
plush.
where to?
How should I know? What do you feel like? Apollo's? Casino? More claw?
Zaid, will another victory ever match the one you just experienced?
You're right. Guess you've been around that block a few times.
A few too many.
Come on, you're buying.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. I guess that happened off screen. What a shame. When the game starts, the player can move the claw, activate the claw above the prize you want to claim. Win any prize that the claw picks up and delivers to the prize slot. Value of the prize is determined by the color of the ball. Orange is a ground prize, a weapon mod. Purple is a large prize, furnished by homespun decor. Blue is a medium prize, furnished by homespun decor. Green is a token prize, furnished by homespun decor.
What will you win?
Oh, it's timed. I see.
Win a prize!
Wait, so if I already got like a bunch of decor, do I get something? Oh, music tracks, that's right, I remember that now. I guess it's all just music tracks. The purple music track is slightly better than the... Oh wait, no, I got the blue one. Well, we gotta have music for the party.
What will you win? Congratulations! You're a winner. What will you win?
Considering that the orange one only pops up in one particular spot, I doubt I'm gonna get it, but...
Congratulations! You're a
Hey, we got a plush Volus.
Will you win? Congratulations! You're a winner.
Oh, I guess there was only one purple prize. So we just got our money back, and a little bit more. Kind of sucks, because the orange one looks like it pops up for a second, and then it, like, immediately fades. So it's, like, up for half the amount of time that the other ones are. And I do wonder what the... I mean, considering how infrequent it is, I wonder what the weapon mod could be, because it's not like weapon mods are hard to come by. Ah, Shattered Ezo. Punch your opponent to lower their health meter and earn points. Survive as many opponents as possible while earning points. Block incoming jabs to prevent damage. Charge up a punch to break through blocks. Jab to interrupt an opponent that is charging up. Jabbing when an opponent is blocking reduces your score. Consecutive rather, I guess there could be concussive jabs if they were real. Consecutive jabs cause increased damage. Earn a prize for achieving a high score. Left click the punch.
You can do better than that. Nice punch! Don't stop now! Nice punch! You're doing great!
Nice.
Nice punch! Don't stop now! Watch out! Nice punch! This isn't looking good! Game over! Congratulations!
Oh, what?
That's a new high score!
Damn, Aria is like all over the scoreboards. Shifty Cow, what the hell's that? Al Jelani's still here. James was playing. Barlaban's still here. Knowles was playing. I'll give it one more try.
Nice punch! You can do better than that! Nice punch! You're doing great! Nice punch! Don't stop now! Watch out! Nice punch! You're doing great!
Oh, what? Hey, that's not fair.
This isn't looking good! Nice punch! Nice try! Up for another round?
that was complete shit. I didn't move up the leaderboard all that much, or at all, rather. I was stunned before the punch even landed. Mouse, Bailey, Shells. Good to know Mouse is still around. Relay defense. Target enemies as they appear on the screen. Keep launching allied ships on a row to get them safely to mass relay to maintain a score multiplier and receive points. Only 3 missiles can be active at one time. Destroy enemies before they damage the planet. If your planet takes too much damage, the game is over. Earn a prize for achieving a high score. Mouse the target, left click or spacebar to launch a missile. Okay. Oh, shoot. Is that a mass spec field?
Enemies approaching. Stay alert.
Stay alert. Don't open that door.
Good. Enemies approaching. Enemies approaching. Stay alert. Hit. Hit. Stay alert. Hit. Stay alert. You're good.
So is this made by like Alliance propagandists? It looks like we're fighting Turian ships, maybe? Or are those Alliance ships? Now I'm confused. Maybe it was made by the Turians. Oh shit. I thought I sent a missile over there. Maybe it popped up like underneath the other one. I'm starting to see that happening now.
Keep it up.
See, like that.
Stay alert. You're good. Keep it up. Enemies approaching. Enemies
Enemies approaching. Enemies approaching.
Oh my god, I just noticed that they like bombed a quarter of the world.
Keep it up. Enemies approaching. Hit. Enemies approaching. Hit. Miss.
No!
Hit.
Wrong way. Shit.
You're good. Enemies approaching. Keep it up.
I think the strongest reason for losing is just accidentally using too many missiles. Because it's fairly easy, at least for me, to keep track of where they're going, but
Stay alert.
sometimes I'll accidentally launch something I don't mean to.
Hit. Stay alert.
Shit.
Miss. Enemies approaching.
Yeah.
Hit. 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 Keep it up. You're good. Enemies approaching. Hit. Miss.
No!
Stay alert. Hit.
I think I'm dead. The planet seems to be exploding, so I don't think that's a good sign.
Stay alert. Hit. Enemies approaching. Congratulations. That's a new high score.
Nice. Games sure do suck in the future. Boy, I can't even imagine playing that to get up past 800 points. And not necessarily it being hard. I think if I was super focused on it, I probably could do it. But yeah, it's kind of lame. It's all right for a minigame. This sort of reminds me of the arcade in Final Fantasy VII. Very limited, but it's all right.
Actually, I'm mounting a production of Macbeth.
So I'm deployed to a hotspot on Bavaria. My usual squad's on medical.
I wonder how often like human literature gets out, or like human media gets out into the galactic front, and then like other cultures start adapting it.
I had this perfect spot. Long sight lines.
Captain, you have not lived until you've heard Macbeth in the original Klingon tongue.
Welcome to Silver Coast Casino.
Oh, this is casino. Well, where do I get the party supplies? Purchase party supplies at the bar. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, no. Wait. What? Maybe that's just, like, incidental to the area. It just says purchase party supplies, but it's under 8, so does that mean they're here?
Good evening.
Oh, they're up there. Okay, so we do need to go in the casino. I gotcha.
No funny business.
My man, I am all about the funny business.
Yeah, whatever.
Crud.
Thanks, man.
So what's your trick? That's more than 2,500 credits you got there. Gotta be a trick to it.
No tricks. Just lucky.
Nah, nobody gets that lucky. Come on.
Like I said, just a good run.
Live Marin race starts in 5 minutes. Place your bets.
I don't know about that. Here we go. Oh, okay. Just party supplies. Sure. Doesn't cost that much.
What can I get for you?
I think I already got it. Man, look at that guy go. Dance animation doesn't seem like it's meant for him. Let's exit this place. Oh, there's a staircase, that's right. Well, it seems like I've been everywhere else. I haven't seen actor.
With the production of Francis Kidd's
I haven't seen any party members.
I am now available.
How did you get your lead actor to work with us?
Actually, thinking about it, wasn't Macbeth that was in Undiscovered Country? Maybe they're talking about Hamlet.
It didn't help that we had some brutal side objectives, but even then, we had to disable these reproductions.
No, it was Hamlet because he did the to be or not to be, but in Klingon. I don't remember the specifics of what he said, but that's right. I remember now. Well, it was Shakespeare regardless, so who cares?
You have received a new message.
Oh. Send invitations. Alright, give me a sec. Oh wait, never mind. The office is on the lower level. Or whatever you want to call that. Private terminal. Damn it. It's a very weird picture of Edie. So, I think it's kind of sad that you have to, like, invite. Like, these guys should already be invited. Also, why doesn't it let me go down? Can't, like, scroll down. There's gotta be more than that. Well, wait, what? I'm definitely inviting Garrus. It doesn't let me look. Okay, there we go. I gotta press on the WASD. Javik, Kasumi, Miranda, Samara, Tali, Rex. Like how Rex's photo was on Vermeer. They couldn't get another photo of him. It's like the old model, too. Yep, that's when we last saw him, to be fair. So... I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't want to invite specific people. I mean, hey, if I had the choice, I probably would invite Cortez, but that's just me. But I'm just gonna invite everybody. Everybody's invited.
What Wait,
no, I
sort
didn't
of
want for the
party are
party.
you hoping to have tonight, Commander?
I don't
can
know.
set things up for quiet conversation, or would you prefer a more energetic evening?
Not ready yet.
I still need to get ready and rethink the guest list.
Of course, Commander. Please let me know when you're ready to begin preparations for your guests.
Just because I wanted to invite everybody didn't mean I want to throw the goddamn party. Or did it do that thing again where it was like it bumped up the option and it accidentally went up to the throw party? Boy, that would have been a sad state of affairs. Hey, you know what? I should probably save just to prevent that from happening should that accidentally happen, because that would be shitty. Your assistance from Java. Commander, I've received an interesting proposal that I wish to discuss with you. Meet me outside the casino, the far end of what these primitives called the Silver Sun Strip. Although it isn't made of silver or near a sun. Stupid primitives. Thanks, Javik. From Garrus, Shepard. We have a free moment. I thought we'd check out the bar scene around here. Let's meet at the Silver Coast Casino upper floor. Hopefully no dead arm sealers this time. Oh, it's not a party until that happens. Javik, shore leave activities. Edie, Shepard. As part of my education, I think it would be appropriate if you and I participated in rituals in all human cultures. Reply, and we can meet at the new apartment. There's no reply option. But, okay. From James Vega. Hey, next time you're in that sweet new apartment with time to kill, give me a call. Got something I'd like to show you. Oh, you know what? There might be an inviter, like a personal inviter, like near the front. I seem to remember that. New digs from Miranda Lawson. Shepard. Would love to see it. Can't be any worse than the pokey little captain's cabin on the Normandy. Invite me over sometime. I'm in the area. Housewarming. Talizora. Shepard. Next time we're on the Citadel, I'd love to come by. No rush, but it's nice to have a place there you can call home. And Omega from Bray. What the hell's Bray? Oh, that was Arya's Batarian man. Subject, Omega. Things are settling down on Omega. Looks like the Talons are the new security force on the station. Their leader said something about honoring Kandros' memory. I'd say they were being cute, except they're not shy about backing up the sentiment with firepower. Be careful out there. No, there's at least one Batarian here that doesn't want you dead. Bray. Oh, that's nice. And an interesting change of pace for once, I guess. Alright, I'm going to see... Maybe it isn't here. I thought it was up here. Do I talk to you?
What sort of party are you hoping to have tonight, Commander? I could set things up for quiet conversation, or would you prefer a more energetic evening?
Not ready.
I still need to get ready and rethink the guest list.
Of course, Commander. Please let me know when you're ready to begin preparations for your guests.
Oh, yes. Stereo control. Could show off some of that new music I got, I guess. Is it just an Anderson PDA? Yes, it is. I think we listened to all those last time. I'm not 100% positive, but when I scan through the ones that we've seen that are just kind of lying around, I feel like I've gotten all of them. Oh yeah, I bought all that furniture too. I should probably set some of that up. Okay, let's see. Bathroom. Polished. Oh, don't just exit. What if I wanted to do more? Standard bedding or the simple bedding? Well, aside from the two big pillows, I think I like the standard bedding a little bit more, but I'll change it just to be different. Again, I think I like the standard on that one a little bit better too. Definitely liking that posh sofa. What about... Yeah, that armchair looks kind of shitty. Alright, I gotta take a stand at some point. Honestly, I like the standard decorations in most regards, it seems. Amber accent wall. Okay, that should be good enough for that. Oh, it's the invite is here. I guess that's what those ghosts are. Wait, did everybody get invited? No, they didn't. Alright, so I don't know what that option was for. Let me invite up... Because I'll save the worst for first.
Miranda, good to see you. How do you like the place?
Not a part of town I'd normally associate you with, Shepard. I like it. I'll fix me something while you're back there, would you?
Sure, I'll get just the thing. So what brings you back?
I was hearing some confusing reports. Sounded like you had lost your mind.
No doubt. My communications were hacked, among other things. I'm sure the news had a field day.
It did. So, a clone?
Yeah. Saw it myself. Did you know anything about this?
Just rumors. Nothing really caught my attention. But about this Brooks...
Heard anything?
Not as Brooks, but as Hope Lilium. Another lie, certainly. When the collectors showed up, she put together the dossiers on your crew for the elusive man. Never paid her much mind. Interesting. My focus at the time was bringing you back. We needed the real Shepard, not some cheap knockoff. I mean, really. A clone?
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Oh, they shut down my favorite sushi place.
That's a shame.
Shepard, you didn't.
I did. Fell right through the fish tank.
How did you manage that?
It exploded. Hey, it was the clone's plan, not mine.
Blowing up a fish tank shouldn't be part of anyone's plan. Although executing marine life seems to be some sort of hobby with you. No wonder your clone couldn't resist.
It was the first step in taking over my whole life. We stopped it.
Good thing, but why did it want your life? Why would anyone? All that running, jumping, gunfire. It's crazy.
I'd describe it as engaging, rather than dangerous.
I'll drink to that.
Trust me, I know all this isn't normal.
Speaking of trust, with all this clone business, how do I know you're the real Shepard?
I don't know, you just do.
Do I? That's the trouble with clones. You can never be sure.
Come on, you rebuilt me from almost nothing. Don't you recognize your own handiwork?
It's not as if I carved my initials in the corner.
Well, clone or not, I'm the only Shepard left.
Good point. I guess I'm stuck with you.
I do have a
And her teeth
crazy
seem really
life, don't I?
vibrant.
That you do, my friend. That you do.
She must be using that Mass Effect field toothbrush. Oh, what? I thought that was a camera angle, like showing off something that was going to happen. I'm like, yep, that is the couch, all right. But no, it was just angled in a way that Shepard was out of visible range. All right, let's see who else we can get up here. Let's do James. Exceptionally perky. A little bit. How's it going, Vito?
Hey, Shepard.
Hey, Vega.
Nice place. Might not look so nice after throwing that party you were talking about.
You wouldn't trash my new apartment, would you, James?
Me? No. Never.
What's going? You're at work? I know how that is.
Nice view. But this place, it's just so... not what I'm used to.
Which is?
I grew up on the beach on the Pacific, so, you know, water, sand, real air.
You miss it?
Yeah. And the people.
So, what's her name?
No. I stopped fraternizing when I joined the military. The two don't seem to go well together.
Hasn't stopped you from being a shameless flirt.
Yeah, that's just my way. I don't mean anything by it.
Uh-huh.
Why? Am I making this hard for you and Garrus?
Not even remotely.
Hey, how do you two... I mean, is he... you know...
We talking about the dick situation?
Have all the same...
Same...
Never mind. I don't really want to know.
So did you really come up here to talk about my personal life?
Oh, shit. Right. I wanted to show you. What do you think?
Looks good. And you've earned it. Now the real work begins, right?
Exactly. And I heard what you said before. And I'm in. 100%.
Glad to hear it.
Anyway, that's it.
It's a little
Just wanted
basic.
to show you that bad boy. I gotta get back to the Normandy. Esteban wants my help working on the shuttle.
Thanks for coming by, James.
This is gonna be a perfect place for a fiesta. Hasta la vista, Shepard. Catch you
I
later,
expected.
Shepard.
Oh wait, you're still here. All right, bye. Why are you just standing there?
What the hell? No way.
Oh. I never saw. Why is a punching bag so alluring?
Oh man, this is sweet.
Yeah. It's like when Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor in California, and he'd go and peruse everywhere as governor, and then like somehow like weight equipment or training equipment just found its way to him, and then he'd just start like practicing on it. I remember when he was roaming around after forest fires, he'd like pick up barbells and he'd just start curling with them. It's like, there's other things to do here, governor. This is Renegade. Oh yeah,
Hey,
check
Shepard.
this out.
You know, my record is 182. You think you can beat it?
Maybe.
Oh, this should be good.
Wow, I'm at 2. Wait.
Not bad.
You can sit here and do 183 pull-ups to break his record? Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna do it. But it's kind of a shame that you could potentially just stop and then not break his record. I guess I couldn't think of another way to do this aside from the Renegade and Paragon QTE.
You look
Takes like
like
15
a pro.
minutes.
Shut up, Vega.
Touchy, touchy.
Yeah, it's a little bit too long for me, I think. What do you get out of it? Just a comment from him? On the one hand, I like that about Mass Effect. There's like always these little stipulations that you could potentially do. Like running out the timer on the Arrival DLC.
20.
Let's go for 25. But, you know, just little things like that that you would think, you know, well, I wonder what would happen if I did this. And then there's actually some sort of contingency for it. But otherwise, you gotta put some time and effort into it.
Come on, let me just use it for a bit. This is high quality stuff. Maybe I could, you know, come here for my workouts. What do you think? You gonna watch or you gonna join in?
I mean, punching bag is really only for one person. Unless I'm gonna do pull-ups.
I love this.
Alright, Vega, you do you. I'm gonna invite somebody else over. If they question why there's a lot of grunting going on in the bedroom, I don't know. Say James is back there. I guess they'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll save Telly for last. Oh, stop it. I have to like carefully work around the waifu Tali.
Shepard, I thought we could experience an afternoon of acquiring material possessions for our associates.
Shopping. I guess
Yeah, there was a time.
Did you have a place in mind?
Physical
With a different
proximity is
Shepard where I would have done
unnecessary.
that.
The extranet provides a greater variety of services while retaining entertainment value. Jeff has lent me his credit chit on the condition that I enjoy myself and, quote, live it up
Like a girly girl. Huh. You don't
What's
have
that
money
mean?
of your own?
I am not formally employed. I have no legal standing in Citadel space. I could turn to crime, but that would look bad on a resume.
We'll get you your own fun sometime, but today, what's first?
I believe Jeff would be surprised and pleased if I got him a gift. What would you recommend?
I do like practical gifts, but
Start with something both of you can enjoy. What do you do together?
We interact most closely when we are flying. It occurs to me that he does not have a sky car for traveling around the Presidium. Here, the
Could be a reason for that.
2187 Blackout has a top speed of 650 kilometers per hour, making it the most powerful sports sky car in its class.
That sounds like it'll get Joker's blood pumping.
5-year warranty, replacement parts. All sales are final.
Did you just do what I think you did?
I acquired Jeff a vehicle through monetary transaction.
And Joker can afford it?
I was gonna say, with whose money? His?
Shepard, I am in need of
I guess that's what he was talking about earlier.
behavior. What do you know about bank robbery?
I'll call the company. We'll clear this up.
That sounds better than my solution.
Who's next?
You are. Close your eyes.
Wow. Oh, Edie.
Are we getting married?
No.
I do.
There is a jeweler on the Citadel who produces these. They're made from metals from each council homeworld. Each metal compounds with the last, making the rings stronger. He calls them victory rings. Due to
It's up
material
150K for a sky car.
only a few exist.
What is the monetary conversion between credits and like US dollars? Would that amount to the same thing? What is this? Each metal compounds on the last make its rings stronger. He calls them victory rings. Oh, okay.
Well, that's thoughtful, Edie. But we're not supposed to wear fancy jewelry with the uniform.
Some soldiers put rings on the chain of their identification tags.
I can do that. One condition, though. I'll give it back to you when we win.
No, that seems inappropriate. It doesn't solely
I hope
represent
not.
my hope. It's that of many different planets. It should stay with you.
Who could say?
I'll take that to heart.
I don't know how much
Thanks,
the
Edie.
Alliance is
Who's
paying
next?
out.
I was thinking
Spectre's on the
something
other
for
hand.
Liara.
Edie? You still around here? Hanging out like James was? Okay, looks like James left. I hear like weird noises when I'm doing something else. Alright, Tali, your turn.
Hey, got any plans for the evening?
No. I'm as free as the dust in the solar wind.
How poetic.
You remember that line? From Fleet and Flotilla? Shalai and Bellicus on the balcony.
I'm sorry, I never caught that
I've
one.
ever seen that vid.
You've never... How could you not have? Well, I know what we're doing tonight.
What the hell was she listening to? Shepard's got some weird music tastes.
I have my duty, and you have your people.
Not tonight. Tonight, I'm as free as the dust in the solar wind.
Ah, yes. In the future, frame rate actually went down. They say 24 frames per second is cinematic. And there was question as to whether or not we should bump that up to 60. But in the future, 15 frames. That's like super cinematic. Yeah, I like when Tali gets excited about something. She's got like this exuberant chipperness about her that nobody else really has. This is ridiculous.
So you've watched this a lot, huh?
Every time my friends and I had a sleepover. Kila. So many feelings.
Yeah, it's, yeah, definitely.
When this is done, I'll send you links to extranet sites with some captioned animations.
I want you to see behind this mask. I want you to see who I truly am.
I already have.
She had an infection for 3 weeks after filming this scene.
Totally worth it.
I hope that was the end of the movie. It looked like Shepard was just sitting down like it was about to get started, but I don't know. Maybe vids in the future are awfully short too. There's a period of time like in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s where movies were starting to get short. Like I feel for the longest time, like even in the 80s, movies were a little bit longer, like around 2-hour range. Now they're just getting too damn long. 2.5 and 3 hours almost even like the standard for at least the big blockbusters. But there was like a period in the late 90s where movies were being like a 1 hour, 30 minutes. Felt too short. Seemed like there should have been more. She sings with the vid if you romance her as male Shepard. Lost out on a little scene there. Oh well. I think when I streamed this originally, or the original version, I should say, I was like making a last ditch effort because I realized I hadn't romanced anybody, so I was like trying to hit it up with Tali real quick, but it didn't go off. Okay, so I got some people waiting around the Citadel, so I guess we'll go check that out. Javik was somewhere. Silver Sun Strip. Now Garrus is up in the bar. Somebody else is somewhere.
Later, that same ex-server's Vanguard picks up a backpack. Gets halfway.
Enjoying your shore leave, Javik?
I have been asked to take part in a feat. I am told it is a great honor and will boost morale for the war.
Who says it will?
Commander Shepard. I didn't
Also,
realize
this
you were
15
coming
frames
too. Perfect timing.
compressed to send at light speed
You
across
can
the
play
universe
yourself.
with better speed and upload times than other frame rates.
Attention.
I guess.
The Prothean is on set. Someone tell the stunt double he's been demoted. We have the real Shepard now. All right, places, everyone. Quickly. Cue the backdrop. Roll cameras.
That guy had nice hair. Oh my god.
And action.
Commander Shepard, thank you for coming. The urgent hour of doom, which we all urgently face, draws near. Urgently so. But there is hope. The Council understands you recently found a Prothean in a refrigerator and defrosted him.
So, are you guys just making this up, or what?
Of course not. A writer wrote it, so it must be true.
Okay.
You die now! Not yet. That line comes later.
The Vorcha Councilor will kindly refrain from further interruptions.
I believe I have been misinformed about the purpose of this vid.
Now then, O wise Prothean Elder, what wisdom of the ages can you share with us?
Solarian kidney is best served at room temperature. It is even better when the Solarian is still alive. The fear adds spice.
Prothean don't like you.
Did someone say Prothean? This one is familiar with enkindling.
Oh my
this
god.
one has enkindled multiple females across the galaxy.
Blasto, about time you showed up. The galaxy is under attack by Reapers. If only someone had warned us about them years ago.
I don't think I've ever seen one walk
This
like
one
that.
tried. This one was ignored. This one's efforts fell on obstructed auditory senses.
And now we've asked Commander Shepard and his Prothean partner here to assist.
This one did not read that far into the script. This one does not share top billing.
Wait, what? But it's Blasto 7. Blasto goes to war? Think of the children.
In my cycle, your kind were nothing more than appetizers. Would you prefer to be boiled or fried?
Oh, they don't like you.
This one has found his motivation.
I think he's just hungry.
Very well. Commander Shepard and Prothean partner of undetermined ethnic origin. Welcome to the Spectre Club.
I've been in the club for 3 years now.
Correct. But you are not an Ultra Spectre Elite 4000 Deluxe. This one is a 7000. This one has less recoil and faster load time.
Where is the airlock so I may throw you out of it?
We don't have a prop for that. Cue the sound effects. Change the backdrop.
And I think filmmaking just got shittier in the future. Or maybe it just hasn't developed that far.
Brother Sluggard! And he's looking for some payback.
Cue the stunt double. Your line. Say your line. You die now! Oh no! The Vorcha Counselor is indoctrinated!
This one is the hero of the Citadel. This one has an incendiary projectile with the Counselor's name on it. Vorcha scum. Prepare for death.
Yeah, let him work.
This one wishes he was still frozen in the refrigerator. May we go now, Commander?
Strike the set! Telcasting will need a new Vorcha. Prepare for Blasto 8. Blasto cures the genophage.
Wow. That was a lot of something. And when I was meeting up with Javik, I didn't know I was going to go into that. I do remember there being a Blasto thing. I think as far back as the Mass Effect 1 Legendary stream, I'm like, we get to see Blasto somewhere. It was interesting. It was interesting. At least we got to see the man, the myth, the legend. Combats and controls. So wait a second, who else was I meeting? Just Garrus? I thought there was somebody else that I was supposed to meet on the Citadel. Yeah, aside from him. I guess we'll do that. Honestly, though, I was kind of hoping for a Renegade option to pull up. I think... Whoa, that was weird. I think the Paragon options, like, interrupt him. But, I don't know. That seems weird. I was thinking, like, a Renegade option would do something worse, though.
No funny business.
Later after the party? Oh, okay. But even still, I thought I got another email. It was just... misconception on my part.
What should we do first?
So, a Turian on shore leave. You come here often?
Is this that first date thing we talked about? Got it. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I come here often. Good place to blow off steam. Scenery's not bad either. Though the view in front of me is even better.
Oh my.
That's supposed to melt a girl's heart?
No. But this voice is. I'm Garrus Vicarian, codename Archangel. All-round Turian bad boy and dispenser of justice in an unjust galaxy. Also, I kill Reapers on the side. And you are?
Commander Shepard, Alliance Navy.
Shepard, huh? I might have heard a few things about you.
They're all true.
They're naughty, they're right.
Well,
oh
I'm looking forward to finding out.
Uh-huh. And do most girls fall for that?
He's trying a little hard.
this voice, I'm running out of banter here, Shepard.
Make it up. Remember, we just met.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I didn't know Shepard was into roleplay.
Let me show you.
What are you doing?
It'll be fun.
Oh, no. No.
See, I always saw, like...
Been taking lessons on the side.
Clips of this.
You're gonna pay for this later.
I've never actually seen this cutscene.
Promises.
Just try not to screw it up. Very tempted to do that renegade option. I just don't know what the effect might have been. So what is James doing there? Spying on us?
You're getting it.
Whoa. I didn't know that was gonna Well, at least Garrus came in to save it at the end.
Tell me, think a girl would fall for that?
Oh, hell yes. I see you've been putting that reach and flexibility to good use.
You know it. And it gets even better when you try it in bed.
Shh. Not around the club goers. He wishes he was Garrus. Probably. You only seen the clip on YouTube? Yeah, I never finished my original female Shepard playthrough. That was when Mass Effect 3 first came out, and I heard such awful things about the ending of the game. I'm like, you know what? If they're working on it, I might as well wait. So I put it off, but then by the time I went back to play the games again, it had been so long, and I decided I'd just start from the beginning. So that's when I streamed it, and that's when I did the male Shepard, and obviously you don't get that. Not without modifications. But I had seen it like in clips and images and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, there's the scene where Garrus and Shepard are doing the tango, and I'm like, all right, that might be something to shoot for later on. But I think we've exhausted all of our options. And... oh, never mind. Pencil me in from Miranda Lawson. Care for a night out? Let's get dressed up and meet at the casino. I'll be in the one in red. I mean, I just invited you over to the... Fine. Why do I have to spend so much time with Miranda? Never had any DLC in the originals. I had Shadow Broker and I had Arrival. And then I didn't originally have Leviathan, but by the time I streamed it, I did have I had Citadel. Yeah, I had Citadel and Leviathan both. And then the bonus characters. I don't know if there's anything outside of that. I never got anything that would have been like cosmetic or extra weapons or anything like that. But if there was something to do that had some sort of effect or story related to it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get that. I think by and large, the story-related DLCs have been a lot better in Mass Effect than they've been in other games. Normally, I'm not one to get DLC, because I've gotten them so many times and they're always kind of shitty. But I always felt satisfied with the Mass Effect ones. Official input required. CSEC Central HQ. Reply report number 2843-83-/F4. Commander Shepard, your presence has been requested concerning an incident involving a Krogan identified as Grunt. Please report to the CSEC officer on patrol at Silver Sun Strip for additional details. Officer Johnson, CSEC Communications. All right. Memorial service from Koliat Krios. Commander, somewhat surprised to receive a comm from the Council. They would like to hold what humans call a memorial service. Where it is held does not matter so much as who attends. I'd like you to be there, as well as those people on the Normandy who knew my father. Understand that human services people speak well of the dead. It seems appropriate for you to conduct this as part of the commander of the Normandy. Or this part as the commander of the Normandy. There we go. To be honest, I am somewhat nervous. I might recall an inappropriate memory in front of everyone. Thank you. This would mean a great deal to me. That sounds weird. From Liara to Sony, Shepard. Thought it might be nice to spend some time away from the Normandy. I don't have anything particular in mind. Perhaps we can meet at your apartment and decide from there. From Samara, Shepard. I overheard yet another news report about you today. I thought I'd write to see how you're doing. I'm currently on the Citadel, so if there's any way I can be of assistance to you, please do not hesitate to call. Sure. Why not? Oh, speaking of, I just saw that save. The Omega DLC. I didn't pay for that one, but that probably would have been one of the ones I tossed into the disappointed category. I think parts of it were okay, but it just went too long with the samey kind of stuff going on. So, end of the day, I wasn't too enthused about it. Let me get Koliat out of the way.
We are gathered here to honor the life of Thane Krios.
Oh, we're having it in the apartment. Okay.
Thane touched each of our lives in different ways. The Counselor knew him as a hero. The Normandy's crew knew him as a brother in arms. And others as a father devoted to his son. There's an old human saying, whoever saves one life saves the world entire. It's not about a planet, but the value of each of us. I don't know how many times Thane saved my life or I saved his when we were beyond the Omega-4 relay. It all happened pretty fast. But I do know my whole world could have come to an end then. And it didn't. Even when he was terminally ill and had no business fighting on, something in Thane told him he could save one last life. It was not his own. Thane was too selfless for that. The life he chose was someone's whose decisions could, in fact, save worlds entire. Would anyone else like to speak?
What I remember about Thane was his confidence. He told me once about how he remembered everything, even every mistake he made. If I did that, I'd be a nervous wreck. Thane kept it under control.
It's strange, but the last word I'd label Thane with is assassin. And we covered each other in firefights. That makes him a partner.
Thane's last stand was important. But let us also remember why Thane left the Normandy. To keep his son away from a life of crime. Deeds such as these do not go unnoticed by the universe. They echo in all who hear them. That is why I am here.
Thane took himself seriously, a trait with which I did not always agree. I tried to make him laugh on several occasions. But what I interpreted as a lack of humor was masking a great effort. Thane was turning his life around, in a way few organics do.
The day Thane came onto the Normandy, all Kelly and I knew about him was that he could probably kill us all with a ballpoint pen. But after you got to know him, there wasn't any reason to be afraid. He let you know where you stood. Koliat, do you,
When I was little, I thought my father had it all figured out. He said men must be loyal to their friends and dangerous to their enemies. But when he prevented me from hurting someone, he had changed. He said enemies and ego are not as important as loved ones. I didn't want to hear it. I was lost. I called him a hypocrite in 1,000 different ways. Said that he was going soft. Now, I think maybe he did have it all figured out. That's all I can say. If anyone would like to continue, we'll be here.
Looks like people are starting to clear out.
Commander, thank you for holding this event. In time, it will be a good memory.
He was one of us.
Yes, he did not have many friends. The Normandy was good for him. If you will excuse me, I should take this opportunity to speak with the counselor.
About what?
She is feeling grateful, and I want to point out there are some Salarian biologists who need funding. If anyone would be able to create a breakthrough in the treatment of Keppel's syndrome, it would be them.
If you need someone to hold the counselor's feet to a fire, I'm there.
It's all right, Commander. Counselor Ashiel could use some good press right now. This is the right time for such a favor. Oh, before I go, I was organizing my father's possessions, and I came upon copies of video messages he tried to send you. I sent them to your extranet address. I hope they help more than they hurt. Until we meet again, Commander.
Dalatra's just making herself comfortable. Also, this part always gets you. It was your man Stain and Femshep. Yeah. That's all it is said that would be said. It would suck. I never was a fan with Mass Effect 3 and how willing it was to eliminate all of its side characters. It just seemed like it was, and the ones that actually are unavoidable in terms of their death, or at least you're very hard pressed to try and save them, such as the case of Morden. Yeah, never too fond of that.
Shepard, I suppose I should thank you for my freedom. Leaving the Normandy was the right decision.
I imagine if they were in a relationship, it'd probably kind of be tailored for that.
But it is better than answering questions in an Alliance interrogation room. I hope this message finds you well. As for me, I have moved into an apartment on the Citadel not far from Kolyat. I think the first attack I had frightened him. I will spare you the details. It seemed very dramatic at the time, but in comparison to the Omega Relay, it was a child's game. In any case, good luck getting the Alliance to listen to you. Let's keep in touch.
It's a shame we didn't have that message earlier. Morden or Legion? Yeah, I mean, at least in the case of Morden, you can actually save him. It just requires like a 3-game process to do it. So it's a little bit shitty because obviously first time around, you're not going to know. You wouldn't even know what to do to get that. I mean, I guess you could piece it together after the fact, but I feel like it'd be really difficult going in blind and trying to get that to work. Legion just is completely no hope. And I think that's a little bit shitty. The ones that just die and you have zero option in the matter. It doesn't even necessarily feel worth it. I don't know. Not to me anyway. I feel like there could be some kind of impasse. If he was, I probably would have felt a little bit better about Legion if there was a kind of an option like you can do with Morden. Like even if it took doing something in Mass Effect 2 to extreme detail. But yeah, it just really sucks. It seems like they went after the fan favorite characters too. It's like they're most willing to kill those off because I know Thane and Legion and Morden those three are among the favorites. I mean, maybe not to the extent of like a Garrus or Tali or something like that, but they have their bigger followings, and it always seemed like there was a lot more positive reception to those three than to, like, I don't know, obviously like your Mirandas and your Jacobs. Nobody likes the human characters like Ashley and Caden, and even some of the other side characters. I feel like Samara and some of the others kind of get pushed to the wayside. Well, yeah, Rex too. But you have the option to kill him off in the first game, so I think if he survives, there's not an opportunity to kill him off again, is there? At the very least, we get him in the Citadel DLC, which I think he's the best part of this DLC. And there's a lot of good stuff in here, but it's a shame that if you end up killing him off in the first game, you don't get the opportunity, which is why I decided to bring him back through computer manipulation.
Shepard, if you sent a message back, I didn't get it. I suppose communications from someone of my reputation.
If you don't cure the genophage, does he fight you there? I thought he finds out.
These days. I am even paying taxes on my.
Well, I guess it would have to depend on Eve then.
I can't expect Kolyat to do so if I don't. He is doing better. He has no significant other, and he is temperamental, but he is employed and staying out of crime. I can tell he is serious about changing. It has cost him more than a few friends. Send something back if you can, Shepard. I can only learn so much from news reports about you.
It's kind of just really shitty that all these were meant to keep in contact, and then we just get them now. Oh, well. Later here on the Citadel, you fight him. Really interesting. But then that would have been had to have been optional then, yeah? I thought you fought him. I thought he found out like on Earth. And I don't remember if you fought him or not. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've only read about it, whatever. So I don't know the details, but that would be a fascinating little occurrence. Might be something to look out for in the future. It would be an awful outcome, but still fascinating.
I have tried a false identity to try to get this message through to you. We'll see if it works. I have good news and bad. The good news is that Kolyat and I took a few days to visit Earth.
Like the shape of her eyes. Shrill sound of chirping stops. I scan the ground. See two tiny bodies locked by claws.
Excuse me. As I was saying, we saw a beautiful sunset in New Mexico, and a scorpion eating a cricket. I wish you could have joined us. The bad news is, I fainted and struck my head. Kolyat has convinced me to stay at Huerta Memorial on the Citadel. I will be there from now on. I still don't want to die in a hospital, but it's where the doctors are. And Kolyat. I love him. That means I must trust him. Goodbye, Shepard. Let me say that now, in case I cannot later.
Alright. Nice to know that states are still a thing, and they visited my original home state. Haven't done a Big Dan on YouTube as a video on it. Yeah, I've seen a few catalogs of videos. I feel like a lot of the replayability for me, though, ends up coming from the want to see that kind of stuff on my own. Sometimes I'll read about it, and it'll be fascinating enough, and sometimes I'll read about it, and I'm like, I don't need to do that. But there is a certain drive that goes into trying to manipulate circumstances in order to get certain outcomes. Okay, so the CSEC officer and Miranda. I doubt Miranda will be all that interesting. So we'll do her first. Actually, you know what? Two things. Go check the terminal to see if anything else popped up. Probably doesn't happen. And then I'm also going to change. Kind of wish I had the dress on Shepard for the Garrus meetup. Yeah, oh yeah, we had the other 2 invites too. I guess that was a thing. Maybe I'll do that first. Let's see what Samara has to say.
I could. What's wrong?
I didn't mean to worry you. When I saw you were on the Citadel, I wanted to see you again.
We've said our farewells, Shepard.
Are we gonna stand on formalities? These big picture windows remind me of our talks in the Normandy's observation lounge.
This view doesn't have quite the same effect as a galaxy of stars, but I can see where it might make one sentimental. I also enjoyed our talks, Shepard. Very much.
I think if you're playing as male Shep in this particular instance too, this is like the one opportunity you get to lightly romance Samara. I think the extent of it is a kiss, but for people that were complaining that wasn't a route that you could take, this is sort of a rectification on that, I guess. I don't know.
What should we do to take our mind off things for a couple of hours?
Let's watch people. Justicars must have keen powers of perception. Testing them can be fun.
Really?
Yes. For example, the Turian there, the one limping. What do you suppose his story is?
Injured in military service, probably.
Except he doesn't wear it like a badge of honor. He seems ashamed. Whatever happened, I would guess he's an outcast.
What about the 2 Volus? The ones whispering? What's in the case?
They're related. Brothers, but also business partners. The one on the left is a drunk and has put the family fortune in jeopardy through risky business dealings.
My God, this is the Sherlock Holmes game, I see.
Have kidnapped his wife. His brother has brought the ransom. 2.3 million credits.
You can see all that?
No, I made it up. You see? Fun.
Okay.
Do that too.
The Elcor with the umbrella. Go.
Too easy, Shepard.
What about me, then?
Too difficult. I think that you are remarkable, Shepard. When the vids sing your praises and call you a hero, does it make you blush? Do you agree? What do you feel?
It's humbling. But honestly, if people feel that I'm making a difference, that bolsters me, my team, and our efforts. What now?
I am content as we are, Shepard. Let us sit a while longer, even if there is nothing to say.
I always liked Samara and her reservedness. Lame, you want to bet the Milfasari? I don't think I've heard her referred to as that. Or maybe I have, actually, now that I think about it. How old is she? I think she was supposed to be in her matriarch years. I mean, she's pretty damn old. Oh, wait. I keep going upstairs for the goddamn computer. 1,000-year-old MILF. Oh, boy. Must be some fine aging on that wine. Like a piano rendition of the Vigil theme.
Greetings, Commander.
Shepard.
I didn't know you could play.
Actually,
She was...
this is the only song I know.
Playing like full-on notes, keys with just one hand.
More important to do. A ruin to uncover. Intel to gather. A commander to save.
Ha! You couldn't sit still long enough.
Could you?
Is there something special about this song?
On one of my first digs, a storm swept in. We were trapped inside. I was so restless. I wanted to get back to work. One of the other archaeologists, Dr. Elena, had this keyboard. She took it everywhere.
Somewhere 600 years old, according to the wiki. Oh, younger than I was expecting, to be honest.
This song while we waited.
It's a good song.
Thank you, Shepard. The person who taught me that song was a friend. I spend so much time chasing down knowledge. Sometimes I forget that there are things you learn by doing nothing. By just spending time with the people you care about.
What have you learned from me?
I suppose how to get myself into life-threatening situations on a daily basis.
I'm a good teacher.
The best. Well, I should probably go. I have reports to look over.
Same here. If you were to ask me to give an estimate, I probably would have said she was in the 800 range. Her daughter Morinth was 500. Wow. See, I would have thought she would have been younger too. So wait a second. So she had Morinth in her hundreds. Oh my god. That is like, she's a candidate for like one of those preteen pregnancy shows. I don't know. Take a break.
But first, why don't you teach me that song?
I wanted to hear the whole thing. We just get the part that we recognize, I guess. And then that's good enough. Is that it for the invites? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to go meet up with Miranda and the C-Sec officer. Makes Rex the oldest out of all the characters. Yeah, Rex is an old fart. Surprised that guy's still leading. Alright, we're supposed to hit up the casino, so let's put on the dress. Rex is 1400, okay. My god. I'm off on all these ages. See, I would have said he was 1,000 plus, but I didn't think he was 1400. These Krogans can live a long ass time. That them and Asari were like had similar age ranges, but I don't know, maybe they're a little bit old. Maybe they could go a little bit longer.
No funny business.
Here we go. Draken Andromeda. Still haven't played that one. Maybe one of these days. Oh my god.
Miranda.
Cute outfit, Shepard. Perfect. Thought we might try and
What
even
would she have
out.
said if I was wearing the leather jacket and jeans?
Sounds like you have some time to catch your breath.
I do, just not used to it. Feeling a bit lost. It's kind of sad, really. I got to thinking we needed a break. No point saving the galaxy if we can't enjoy it once in a while.
Hey, you've picked a good spot to unwind. Any ideas?
A few. I'll probably need a bit of a push.
A push?
I was thinking about our talk earlier, about having a normal life. Damn, I'm not very good at this.
That's a cute outfit too. What, the jacket and the
Shepard, I'm
jeans?
not very good at being normal either. Bit of a disaster, really.
I guess.
I get it. We just need a little practice.
Any ideas?
The only difference between us and everyone else is that our to-do list is longer. We need to let that go tonight.
Let it go? That's harder than it sounds.
I know, but this is the perfect place to try.
Here? It's nothing but alcohol, gambling, and wasting time.
It's a good face.
Right. Need more wine.
Now you're talking. Waiter, more wine.
Oh god. I'm gonna regret this.
We're a couple of girls out on the town. What's the
She
worst
just stole
that
that
can
wine.
happen? Huh. Come on, partner. Let's start some trouble.
Well, it's good to see Miranda lighten up a little bit. So uptight.
Seriously, I have the credits to fund a joint venture here.
Dig the little jazz interlude in the background. Let's see. Where was Silverstone Strip? Oh, that's just the middle there. Go find that CSEC officer. There you are.
Officer, someone requested my presence concerning an incident with the Krogan.
Right this way, Commander.
Is this the one where the grunt goes on some drunken tirade? Yeah, look at that Krogan.
So, Grunt, anything you want to tell me about?
This clown wants to take me to lockup. Figured I'd give you a call, straighten this out.
Commander Shepard, I apologize for the intrusion. This Krogan insisted we contact you.
It's okay. I vouch for him. I'll sign any paperwork you have, officer.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
I don't know. Drank a bit, left the hospital, broke a few windows.
But you were in that hospital recovering from the Rachni
I think I did the same thing.
Yeah, didn't feel like sticking around.
Most people stick around long enough to, you know, heal.
Most people aren't me.
And why is CSEC here?
Guess they're precious about some broken glass.
Before I sign you out. Everybody walked away from this in one piece, right?
Sure, yeah, everybody's fine. Hospital's seen better days, though.
Right. Tell me about the windows.
A couple of squad mates broke me out for my birthday. Tried lowering me down the side of the building on a rope. It didn't work out.
It's your...
Okay, now I remember this. Yeah, I like that we
No,
get random
tank
cutaway
rat,
clips
remember?
to
Anyway,
illustrate
got
these
some
points.
pictures on the Krogan Memorial.
In the Presidium?
Yeah, when CSEC got there, they were mad. Or maybe they were mad about their car being on fire. Can't remember.
Why was it on fire?
I threw my bottle of ring call at it. Pretty strong stuff. Went up like a bonfire. The CSEC guys jumped out. Then I figured they didn't want it, so I took it. We didn't get very far before they shut us down. Sprayed us down with riot foam.
Was that there
Didn't
before?
work so well on me.
And why's that?
'Cause I was on fire. You know, from the car. Come on, Shepard, keep up.
Right. Sorry. So how did they catch you?
Got hungry. Bought some noodles.
Let me handle this. Officer, this Krogan is part of a secret Spectre task force. Operation Fire Cobra Claw.
Operation Fire Cobra
Good cover.
Claw.
That's right. I can take it from here. Send me the bill for any damages.
That's what you've been signing for, Commander. You're lucky, Krogan. Don't let me catch you up here again.
You won't. Thank you, officer. So, how were those noodles?
A little spicy.
I love you, Grunt.
He's done that creepy laugh like 3 times, but it's like one of the most memorable things about him. So what happened to that C-Sec car?
It's exactly the same as the others.
Everybody just walked away and it was still in flames. Big old tank baby. Grunt is another one I feel like he sort of gets the short end of the stick. Not many people seem to talk about him that much, but I always liked it. There's not really any characters I dislike in Mass Effect outside of Ashley. Kaiden's just kind of lame, but I feel like some of the characters unnecessarily don't get as much attention as they deserve, or they get unnecessarily shat on. I guess that's it. I don't think there's anything else. The only thing left to do outside on the Citadel was just the C-Sec officers, so obviously we completed that. So I guess we can go ahead and send out these invitations. You love Ash, always let Kaidan die. I always let Kaidan live, and I think that's just because of he's the same voice actor as Karth Onasi, so I'm always hopeful that he's going to be Karth-like, but he isn't. He so isn't. And Kaidan's just kind of lame. Ashley I like to have around as a punching bag, but I don't really like her character. And it's not even like a lot of people was like, well, she doesn't like aliens or whatever. I don't care about that. I don't like that she's constantly questioning you. I get some people who are like, you know, they want somebody to like, I don't know, keep you on your toes or something like that. But I'd rather she just fall in line. She's always so goddamn catty about everything. Okay. Let's try this again. Be very careful about selecting this invite all option. Yes.
What sort of party are you hoping to have tonight, Commander? I could set things up for quiet conversation, or would you prefer a more energetic evening?
Oh, you know what? Hold up. Let me
I
say
still need
before
to get
this.
ready and rethink the guest list.
Of course, Commander. Please let me know when you're ready to begin preparations for your guests.
I'm always holding out on this. Alright. Just make a save. Yeah, she actually has a decent little backstory with her family and all that. Kaidan is just like headache man, so he's kind of lame.
What sort of party are you hoping to have tonight, Commander? I could set things up for quiet conversation, or would you prefer a more energetic evening?
We are a rowdy bunch, aren't we?
I think it's time to blow off some steam.
Excellent choice, Commander. Allow me to queue up a series of popular nightclub tracks and drink lists.
Okay, we just don't want any orgies
I will
going on
also
up in the
modify
rafters.
my appearance to be more festive.
What the hell can you do? What does that mean? Is it gonna be like Technicolor?
Hey, come on in. Thanks for coming.
Oh, hey.
For the invite.
I didn't invite you,
home.
Cortez.
Thank you.
Happy to be here, Shepard.
Are you, though? Immediately turns on the cloak. Oh, right. That's right. He digitizes a bow tie. Oh, thank you for getting in the spirit.
Hot. The right music sets the tone for the whole party, right, Esteban?
Sure. My parties are always a little hit and miss, to be honest.
Stick with me, bud. I'm a party legend. Back in school, they called me Party Vega.
That's quite a name.
Lame.
I ran with it.
Man, what if this is the energetic one? What the hell is quiet conversation, like everybody's just sitting down in the living room.
Hey, Shepard. You gonna have a drink?
Sure. How's everyone doing?
Ask me after 5 more of these.
You ever get a tattoo while you're sober?
You ever get a woman who's not drunk?
Ooh. Ouch.
Hey, thanks for doing this. I kinda needed to unwind a bit, even just for a night.
I think we've all learned to rest.
That we have, Cortez.
Here's to taking
I was talking to
a
you,
damn break.
Cortez. Is that it? Are we done here?
You know why Cerberus is gonna lose?
Everybody's got a burn on Vega.
You recruit a guy who's 20 and got no life, he'll work his ass off for the cause. But do you see any old people in Cerberus? Any families? No. There's no future in a terrorist group.
And sure, they pay, but you ever bring up vacation time, there was a brick wall.
That reminds me, I heard you're going to be a father. Congratulations.
Already?
Yeah, thanks. Be lying if I said I wasn't scared.
You'll do great. You're a protector. That goes a long way.
How about you, Joker? How would you turn Cerberus around?
I'd make Cerberus popular. Big propaganda campaign like I was running for president. Fundraising dinners, shaking hands, kissing babes.
I think the expression you want is kissing babies.
I know what I said. You know, I miss the days when Cerberus was just hilariously incompetent. You know, when you two ran things.
Excuse me?
The only thing I was in charge of was the Lazarus Project, which, you will note, was very successful.
Hey, Commander, this is Cerberus. We were studying some arachni, and they got loose and killed all our guys. Can you take care of that? It's one system over from where we hooked some guy up to the Geth, who then got loose and killed all our guys.
They did rack up quite a body count. And at least back then, it was usually their own bodies.
We knew some cells were bad, but the Alliance and the Council weren't doing anything. And we were doing good work.
And crunches. Lots of crunches.
Hey, not okay, Kasumi.
But we did bring Commander Shepard back.
And after taking down the collectors, I cut ties with Cerberus, got loose, and started killing all their guys.
For which we thank you.
Jeff, do you remember that I am also a Cerberus project?
Oh, crap.
Oh, can I talk to people individually? I didn't know I could do that.
This is quite the apartment.
Seriously.
Hey, James. Having fun?
I'm relaxed, but fun? I think my kindergarten graduation was more fun than this.
Very funny.
Don't worry. I'll see what I can do. You know if that waterfall is warm water or cold?
So we thought. So, where'd you
I
propose?
trust that.
Edie, up for some bad examples of human behavior?
I think you mean examples of bad human behavior.
Just a hint. Grammar correction, not the best icebreaker.
Hey, Commander. Weird to see everybody here together.
You think?
Well, weird, but good. Nice to know it's not always arm wrestling reapers with us. Anyway, thanks for putting it together. I'll try not to be too embarrassing.
Thanks for inviting me, Shepard.
Try.
It's nice to see you like
Keyword.
this.
How do you like the new crew?
You always attract the best.
Have fun.
You better.
Always wear your uniform out, Jacob. The same thing could be said for Miranda.
I can't get over the size of
You
this
guys are lame.
apartment. The electric bill alone.
I'm the only one that
pays
dressed
for
up.
My college tuition.
Or funded the war.
Or made a nice down payment on one of those Atlas mechs. Always wanted one.
Or put an air conditioner in this suit. You have no idea how hot it gets.
I figured there'd be like fluids in there that would keep her cool.
So, Shepard, you can serve this swill, but can you drink it?
Someone has to drive y'all home.
Are we sure the Normandy is still there? Has anyone else tried to steal it? Stealing the Normandy? Now there's an idea. Wait. What? Who?
Trainer, you still have your toothbrush?
We can always get another Normandy.
Oh no.
Call up Cerberus and ask them to build us the SR3.
But wouldn't that require you to change your name? Tali Zora von Normandy SR3.
It's Vas Normandy. Von means one who has a weak bladder, which feels appropriate right about now.
Okay, don't be pissing on the counter, please.
That we have, indeed.
Here, here. Some of you more than others. I'm just honored to have squeaked in.
To the Normandy.
And to falling in love with the ship's captain.
Only you could relate on that one. Tali's drunk. His first one, too. You could tell she was getting ready for it. She's probably drinking before she got here.
Hi. I'm trying to socialize. I'm not particularly good at it.
Not much for big parties?
Well, if I know people, sure. But some of your friends are legends. I can't just ask if they've tried the hummus. Also, Dr. Chuckworth apologizes for not being here. It's some emergency medical consult on the Citadel. She sent some fancy liquor, though. It was great. Wish you could have had some.
What the hell? Well, who was drinking all of it? It's probably that Sarah-sized brandy. Shit's expensive. Well, at least somebody brought up Chuckworth. It's like we've been kind of wondering what's been happening there the whole game.
This is nice. I don't spend much time with everyone like this. As friends, I'm glad we could do this.
A bit of a hermit, aren't you? Putting on more chapstick. Gets a little dry sometimes. Nobody else had anything else to say? Not even Garrus? I find that
I
weird.
must admit, I still feel like something of an outsider. You all have such a...
Okay, I admit, when I first heard about it, I thought Archangel was some sort of mascot for a perfume company.
Glad I got your hopes up, Tali. When I first heard about it, I thought the Shadow Broker was a shadow boxer. I pictured some sort of Elcor punching bag.
And that's exactly what the galaxy should keep thinking. Not that I have a personal interest in it or anything.
Nobody else got any names to share? This is definitely the loudest group.
We considered the future and respected the dead. Sounds boring. There's usually more yelling and cursing at any gatherings I go to.
Yeah. Get a bunch of Krogan together and things always get fun. And probably broken.
That sounds more like it.
You're right. These things are better when you have redundant systems and natural plate armor. Can't argue with that.
Unfortunately, I never got to see too much interaction between these two. Obviously, there was a whole loyalty mission on Mass Effect 2, but would have been nice if they were in a party together.
So who is strongest? You or the tank braid? Yeah, I'm plenty curious myself.
What'd I miss?
The Prothean here wants to know who would win in a fight between me and Rex.
You gotta admit, Shepard, it's a good question.
It is a good question.
No, it isn't. Baby Pyjak here wouldn't stand a chance. Don't listen to this fossil. The only thing he could defeat is a glass of warm milk. Ha!
Ooh.
I got head lice bigger than you, Junior.
You boys done talking?
Yeah. Only one way to settle this. Now the party's starting.
Another time, guys. I don't have time to buy new furniture.
Ah, just when it was getting good. Yeah, you got lucky.
I don't know. Rex hit him so hard that Grunt's head clipped through his knee guard. I might consider him the winner for right now. Anybody like do anything weird? Let's make sure the bedrooms are clear. Doesn't look. I was wondering if Kasumi was just like on her own somewhere, but it seems like she's just interjecting herself into every other conversation.
Hey, hello again.
interesting conversation. Well, alright. What's the next step? How do we get this party started?
Your guests appear to be getting rowdy, Commander. Would you like me to change the intensity of the atmosphere?
Yes.
The party's just starting. Let's turn it up.
At your service, Commander.
Looks broken. I'm sure Shepard won't notice.
Worst planet to get shot down over? We're talking pre-war?
Pre-war, life-bearing worlds only.
I'm going with Tarith. Garden World, yes, but it's got those chlorine swamps.
I will see your Tarith and raise you Azoria, home of toxic spores and athlete's lung.
Neither of you'd last a day on Tuchanka. And Tuchanka supports life.
I think you meant to say consumes.
That's the point. It's got critters that'll rip your guts out.
Well, assuming it's a crash in the Kodiak, I'll have my arms locker. Bring on the wildlife.
Shut up, Cortez. Nobody asked you.
Hey guys, talking shop?
No worries, this is fun for us. So, you don't have a sidearm under your pilot's chair?
The weapons locker is on the bridge, practically right there.
A weapon you can't get to is no weapon at all. When's the last time you trained with a handgun?
Sometime before I got the ass-kicking robot as my co-pilot.
That's no good. What if you have to save Edie someday?
Unacceptable. You should always train. Pilots are warriors too.
You know what this is? It's a mad emergency. Take this kid out back and make him do target practice.
I was gonna say, explain yourself, Rex. What is that?
Some range time will fix you up. Right, Commander?
You are not taking me shooting. My testosterone levels are plenty high. I fly a deadly war machine, remember?
It's a man emergency. Even though I agree that he probably should get some sort of range training.
Joker's body count is
I'm not
plenty
gonna
high.
agree with
You don't need
Cortez.
to take him anywhere.
This is not about me knocking Joker. This is about being prepared for the worst.
That'll
And
be
I
right.
didn't hear of any gunplay when Rex grabbed your shuttle on Sirkesh.
If there had been, I'd have killed our best shot at an alliance with the Krogan.
You mean you would have wounded it? Ah.
And maybe we should drink. To brains as well as guns.
Done.
Edie can be his weapon. She could just like wrap her legs around him and fight off any invaders or block any bullets.
Great party. I'd better see you out on the dance floor later.
We'll see.
I don't have a dance floor, Cortez. What are you talking about?
Reminds me of Cora's den. Haven't been back there in a while.
I heard there's a big party in there. Can we come in?
No, you can't. Go away.
How did those people get word on that, and who were they? Bunch of randoms. I don't want them intruding.
You can't come in either. Stop asking.
All right. Well, now wait a second. What about that party in Vorcha?
Nope. Keep moving.
Back away a little further so we get the next one.
You're not coming in here.
Batarian. Batarians don't know how to party.
Fish dog food shack delivery? Sure. Wait a minute. Nice try. No.
How's it going over here?
You can't come in. It's going good.
I see that. Anyone interesting trying to get in?
Not really. No. Get lost. No.
Can I try that?
Sure. Press this button and say no.
Thanks for explaining
no.
it.
Great work.
Felt good. Thanks.
No. See. Easy.
Keep up the good work.
Will do. I told you already. No. Yes, I like pie.
Yeah, Grunt's got a great laugh. It's the simple things.
Absolutely. Biotics are impressive. I'm not saying they aren't.
You're just saying that they're not that impressive.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. Ah, shit.
No, it's fine. I'm sure no one here is insulted.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is...
Back to work, Vito. You taking off?
I mean,
well, thanks for joining in.
Guns.
Not the most
Biotics
event. Well,
can't
it's
give
kind
you
of
this
eventful stream,
fine
but it's
instrument,
good chatting
the
with you
peak
regardless.
Physical form that you see before you.
Okay, you work for it. I get that.
I mean it. Check me out.
Is there more to your argument?
Come on in closer. Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Wasn't there... Okay, I seem to remember when Caden was alive, there was some sort of contest between biotics, like lifting James up. I don't know. Turned up the music. Did I do that? How did I do that? Was that by talking to Glyph? I did notice that it was louder up here.
Hey, what's going on here? Everyone playing nice?
Of course, Shepard. James was just explaining how physical conditioning trumps biotics.
Really? You going there, James?
Commander, just listen. Biotics are strong, but unpredictable. All that cooling down.
Shepard, where did you find this guy?
I wouldn't call my biotics unpredictable. I don't think the Reapers would either.
A person can improve their physique, but biotics, they are what they are.
You get a
He's
hardware
joking,
upgrade.
right, James? I mean, what's your point exactly?
Okay, maybe it's not conditioning exactly. Maybe it's just the condition of one James Vega. Hey, Liara, check it out. This guy here never has to cool down. In fact, the hotter, the better.
Hilarious.
Just hush and do some sit-ups.
Kasumi.
Just looking.
Goddess.
James, this is a no-brainer. Biotics win hands down. We're talking about harnessing dark energy here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Look around you. That had to be an argument you couldn't win.
It's okay, man.
Yeah, well, you win some, you lose some.
Okay, more drinks, snacks, help yourselves.
I didn't buy any food. I always forget that my Shepard is considered a biotic specialist. I guess it's weird considering I don't use it that often. I don't know, the chargeability and the whatever else I use.
May I ask you a question?
I use often enough,
You can
but
ask me
yeah, not
anything.
enough to be considered like
When you
some sort of
believed me to be a
specialist.
simple VI, you made comments about my voice.
Oh no.
Should I find somewhere else to be?
No! No. I wanted to ask you about... weren't you saying something about the Normandy's drive core?
No.
Could you?
I wish to understand why you find my voice sexually attractive.
Oh, that was a while ago. I can't even remember what I said exactly.
She does.
Would you like me to play back my recordings of your statements?
Told you.
Tali, please stop helping.
What's wrong, you two?
I am asking Specialist Trainer about why she found my voice sexually attractive.
This is a really good cheese, Shepard. I put some in through the filters. Is it organic?
On one occasion, you said that you wanted to, quote, pin my voice against the wall and run your tongue along its collarbone.
Oh my god.
Well, there's a context there that... you were talking about quantum entanglement, and I didn't know you were an AI.
There's some kind of herb in the cheese that I can't quite place. Is it sage or basil?
Anyway, I was just joking. You know, stress of the retrofits and...
Really? My diagnostics suggested that you were genuinely aroused.
It's really rare to get herb dextro cheeses. The Turians almost never bother.
You have diagnostics. Cerberus programmed you to check body language.
I get more reliable results measuring pupil dilation and thermal readings of erogenous zones.
Oh, good lord.
Wait, this is dextro cheese, right? Keela, did I forget to scan the cheese? This is why I don't drink.
Fair's fair, Trainer. Edie has a right to ask about what you said.
I was very interested in Trainer's ability to develop sexual feelings for what was, at the time, a bodiless voice.
You are all terrible.
What you gonna do now that there's a body, huh?
I apologize for saying that I wanted to roll naked with your voice in satin sheets.
Oh, I was not offended. In fact, it was flattering.
Even the part where I wanted to grab your voice by the hair and nibble my way down its back.
I do not
Jesus.
remember you saying
Why are you saying these things
That was no
in the ship?
Never mind.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to run a toxin treatment program, so I don't die.
Shepard getting out of that conversation. Imagine getting hard over a Robo Girl. Who would ever?
I'm just going to sit here quietly and hope someone changes the subject.
Awkward.
Awkward.
Shepard offers no release.
How many bedrooms
What?
does this place have?
That was weird. It's like a ghost image almost. To do a double take to see that she was there. I guess she does just pop up anywhere.
Hey, sweetheart. We never really talked about it, but you and me have a lot in common.
Oh, God.
Of course we do. We're both hunters, right?
I suppose we are.
And, well... And we're both good looking.
Got Saeed Masoni getting some of that blue ass. Good for him.
Hello, Shepard. Zaid was just keeping me company.
I can tell.
You're admiring the art?
Beauty, as they say, is in the eye of the beholder. Hey, Shepard. Hey, beautiful.
What do you think, Samara?
Hang on. Don't get all snooty on me. I didn't say I didn't like it. I do like it, actually.
If I'm completely honest, I'm not sure what it is. I like the way the colors blend and the depth of the... Actually, I have no idea what I'm saying.
It makes me feel uneasy. Like when you're alone in the dark, lying in wait, and the cold wind brushes across your face like the kiss of death.
Huh. You are a complicated individual, Zaid Masani.
You bet your sweet sorry ass.
Glad he was able to say it at some point.
So, you're leading the Grissom Academy students.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That a problem? Just a surprise. Your psych profile suggested you were mainly interested in yourself.
You're telling me I'm only interested in myself? Oh, that's just fucking perfect. Did it occur to you that maybe I'm trying to grow as a goddamn person?
Oh, I could tell you were growing. I assumed it was whatever that is you're wearing.
Oh, these? Well, yeah. They were strapped down with a leather belt before. It's kind of a stupid move to show off your rack in the middle of a maximum security prison ship.
I never had the pleasure.
You'd never survive. You might break a nail.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
You're a spoiled rich girl cheerleader.
Victim.
Test tube clone princess.
I think it's past your bedtime.
Oh, did I hit a nerve? I didn't get to read your psych profile.
Jesus. I was curious if they had smoothed things over. It almost seemed like a tame conversation at first, but clearly not.
Ladies, I see we've all gotten enough to drink.
Relax, Shepard. I'm not gonna smear the walls with her this time.
And I couldn't possibly think of anything worse to do to her than that haircut.
Hey, cheerleader. My hair and I have been fighting brutes and marauders on the front lines of this war. Meanwhile, you got your big bubbly butt kicked by some guy with a sword.
You see, Shepard? Best of friends.
In fact, she died to that. But we brought her back. No, let's be
Honestly, I thought
friends.
it might help if you two just kissed and got it over with. What? I mean, this is all just sexual tension, right?
Oh, God.
Powerful biotics, forceful personalities, confident in their sexuality.
You are shitting me.
Oh my God.
I'm ready to record. I'm pretty sure there's a market for this.
Kasumi, I will find you and I will hurt you badly. Ugh. I need another drink.
One for me too. No ice.
Don't worry, Shepard. The cheerleader and I are just messing around.
You sure? You two seem pretty serious.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
She fights better when she's pissed off. I'm just trying to keep her primed.
Yeah, you never know when some mercenary marauders are gonna come bursting in here.
Your guests appear to be enjoying themselves, Commander. What shall I do now?
Dance.
Let's turn up the music and get some people dancing.
Very good, Commander. I have had little opportunity to use my bounce and spin functionality.
Well, at least now you can show off, I guess.
Jeb,
Yes, Edie.
at social events like this, it is customary to dance with friends or loved ones. Would you dance with me?
It's gonna take a lot more than a polite request to make that happen, Edie.
I have recordings of you talking in your sleep that would make for a highly amusing extranet video.
Okay, that's cheating.
Blackmail's always good in a relationship.
So he won't dance with you, huh?
Hello, Shepard. You will not.
Well, I will.
Something funny, Joker? I think he's going to die.
Seriously, though, don't go there.
Well, then maybe you should dance with her.
Other people are dancing, Jeb.
Yes, they are. And I am sitting here enjoying my drink.
Joker.
Support sitting.
No.
Come on.
No.
Seriously?
Ugh. Fine.
All right.
Dancing during wartime wastes precious energy.
Can't dance myself. I move like a greased, one-legged Varan. Not a pretty picture.
X, what about you?
Shepard!
So here's where the party's at.
Goddamn right. Come to hang out with the popular kids, Shepard.
Easier to talk back here.
Hey, where was
What do you think
Javik
of
like in the
music?
last two
Great?
scenarios?
Bad? What? Not as good as in your cycle, hey, Javik? Am I right?
I feel like I missed something.
Knew it.
Oh, maybe we can leg wrestle later. Perfect end to a perfect evening.
Sure. Absolutely.
I'll look for you later then, maybe. I got a bit.
Well, just don't do it here.
I told Liara that Protheans invented electricity. Asari would believe anything.
All right, before I check on the dancers, let me get around here. Make sure nobody's doing anything weird. Oh, Why is the armory closed down for the party? What the hell? What are you doing?
Grunt, you okay?
What? Yeah. I got 5 credits.
Excellent. Go back to sleep.
Oh, hello, panties.
What?
Oh, hey, Jeff.
You're going through my drawers?
I go through everyone's drawers.
Can't you just mingle and have fun like a normal person?
Why would I want to do that? By the way, you have excellent taste in underwear.
Glad you could make it, Kasumi.
Thanks. I'm having a really good time.
By your very strange standards.
Yep.
You know, I know somebody who's exactly like that.
Earlier than I expected. I kind of thought they'd have a camo hat.
You should bring out those.
God, Jack's on the table.
You and I dancing at the same time? Too dangerous. We'd light the room on fire.
This is unexpected and fun.
I'm always amazed humans can dance with the way your legs bend.
The way our legs bend.
Yes, you and the Asari. I'm surprised you don't tip over.
I don't tip over until I found company, dog legs. Till then, watch and learn.
See, now where's Miranda? Sometimes, like, some of the partygoers just wander off. Oh, wait. Hold up. I missed that whole upper section. Well, maybe not then.
Could not.
Could too. You've seen biotics in action.
I could float you off this balcony without breaking a sweat.
Oh, I
Well,
know
you sound drunk.
could, but do you have the cojones to actually do it? Any of you?
What a guy. Buckle up, brother.
Okay, this is what I remember. If
Shepard,
everybody just takes turns
what's
lifting
up?
James.
Just demonstrating a little biotic supremacy.
You okay, James?
Yeah, this is trippy. I'm kind of buzzing all over.
Exactly. Nice, right? I could feel that way on a whim.
Do you find it relaxing?
Kinda. Among other things.
Looks good on you.
Careful. I need my full crew back when the night's over.
Okay, you've had your fun. Put me down now.
Come on, let's dance.
Okay, that was weird. Oh my god. James is doing like the, I don't even know what the hell that clip is sourced from, but there's like this old Hanna-Barbera ass looking cartoon. 2 guys are dancing in an alley. That's what it looks like.
Wonderful party, Shepard. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Glad you came.
Strange to see everyone in one place. Perfect, really.
Okay, I think the only other one up there is Grunt in the shower. Alright.
Hell yeah! Go for it!
Captain on deck.
Has
Shut up,
she
Cortez.
always been like this?
Shepard is saving the galaxy. You have to forgive a few eccentricities.
It's very enthusiastic.
It is impressive.
Hey, that's my girlfriend. Oh, damn it. Almost kept it straight. What is she doing with her arms?
It's the exact same thing you're
Good
doing.
to see some things don't change.
Well, I like it, Commander. It's good to see you cut loose now and then.
Thank you for all your loyalty and support.
Shepard, is it just the alcohol, or do you have vids running in your head of us mostly naked, completely alone, and shamelessly rolling all over a couch?
I don't think I have that now.
Would you care for a memento of this evening, Commander? My surveillance systems include state-of-the-art cameras. Please gather everyone by the living room couch if you are ready.
Okay, I think I'm ready. What is the living room? This?
Often considered pleasurable, Jeff.
Well, not for me.
Perhaps you've just never found the right partner.
This was nice, you know? Serialized. Don't get much of that.
If we are not completely annihilated by Reapers, and the galaxy is not decimated for thousands of years, then we should do this again.
Well, good. I'm glad Javik came around.
This is fun. You people are the best. This is the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Check me out now.
Oops. Make sure Kasumi isn't like in the hot tub or something.
Hilarious.
Great, Grunt. Very insightful. Still blatantly and shamelessly going through the drawers.
Are you having fun?
Kind of.
Excellent. Your dancing closely resembles Shepard's.
Low blow.
Hey, everyone! Come over here for a minute. Let's get a photo to remember this. Arrange yourselves on the sofa.
An excellent suggestion, Shepard.
Great idea. I want a copy.
Make way! Make way!
Thanks for coming, everyone. Here's to us. Ready, Glyph?
Of course. If you could all please direct your attention this way.
Okay. Everyone
Stop
say
dancing, Garrus.
Normandy.
Normandy.
Nobody was looking at the camera.
Oh, what a night. But look who's here.
Yeah, I hung out a lot of places last night. Your upper body, your lower body, pretty much all the parts in between.
Turians certainly don't lack for a sense of direction.
And you don't lack for places to get lost.
I like how they have to put him in his
Let's
armor.
see if anyone else is up.
They couldn't get anything more casual. Investigate the aftermath. It sounds like there was some sort of crime that happened. Well, I guess you never know. What are you doing, Tali?
I am going to die.
Okay, well, please escort yourself out then.
I didn't know you could go through that many toxin filters in one night. Do I have a tattoo? I remember something about a tattoo.
You might literally die if you did.
Don't get me wrong. Great party, but... yeah.
Shepard, good morning.
It's like the garden
I
area.
want to thank you for inviting me here. It was good to see everyone again. I hope you enjoyed your evening as well.
Was someone making tea? I could use some tea. The apartment seems so quiet now. The apartment seems so quiet now.
Oh, okay.
Did we, break anything last night? I don't suppose you need anything around here calibrated. Yeah, okay. Maybe I should just stop saying that word, but only if Liara stops saying, by the goddess. Good thing this place has extra bathrooms. Miranda takes...
Wait, what? What about Miranda? Wait a second. Thought he was done. I walked away for like 2 seconds.
Shepard, I was just going to lift some weights. Want to join?
Do I even have weights in here?
Hey, you look like shit.
I want to talk.
I feel fantastic. How about everyone else?
You know the best part of an overcharged biotic amp? No hangovers.
1085, 1086, 1087.
I could start counting at random numbers too.
Even normal biotic.
1,000,001.
But I can drink until I puke
1,000,002.
and wake up just peachy.
Shepard?
That was fun. You guys even kept up with me there for a while.
I think I broke my head on something last night.
You might have broken your head.
Morning, Shepard. Had a lovely time last night.
Okay, who wants eggs? Liara.
Bathroom is all cleaned up, Shepard. Good as new.
Oh, God.
Shepard? Eggs? Shepard? Shepard?
Shepard.
I see everyone survived the festivities, more or less.
Shepard.
Good tea.
Oh, might want to share that with Liara. Apparently she needed some.
Morning, Shepard. Hope you slept well.
I didn't ask you to stay overnight.
Shepard, good to see you up. Hope I didn't wake anyone up with my snoring. I go like a buzzsaw since I got my nose broke. By the way, you're almost out of bacon. Our bacon, anyway. There's still some of that dextrose shit in the freezer. I saved you 3 strips. Figured it was fair payback for all the times you saved mine, right?
My goddamn bacon you're eating.
Shepard?
Some neighbors came by last night to complain about the noise. I put their bodies in the building incinerator.
Oh, thank you, Edie.
That was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
I have nothing else to report. I recommend breakfast.
Been a while since I hit the hard stuff. About time. You live past 700. You start paying for a night like that the next morning. Huh.
No, Kasumi actually got in the picture. Trainer is like morphing through the couch. I don't know if that's the best thing. James being a square in the background, saluting. Samara's like praying or something. I don't know what's going on there. All right. Well, at least more people were... Well, I don't know. Some people are looking in the direction of the camera, but not like right at it.
Hey, Commander. Hell of a night. So I've managed not to throw up. Feeling pretty good about that. Oh, if everyone could just not talk so loudly, that would be great.
So, last night, I didn't do anything, did I? I'm checking extranet sites. No hits yet, so maybe I just imagined that last part.
She bent her head like all the way backwards. So that was like that Fred syndrome going on from Scooby-Doo.
I'm almost sure someone was recording us, though.
Yeah, that was Glyph.
Oh, I should probably talk to Edie. Or alternatively, I should never talk to Edie ever again.
It might be for the best. Okay, I think we checked out everything. Yeah, that bedroom. This guy's in here. Where's Kasumi? I would imagine she's watching Jacob, but she could be passed out with the cloak on.
Shepard, hope you're well. New mission on Tuchanka could end things. Made preparations. Asked friends in STG to leave this with you next time you were off duty. Some of my older work. Performances, stories, merely entertainment. But entertainment useful at times. Good luck.
Hey, wait a sec. Well, it seems like... Uh-oh. Bitrate has just gone down to 0.
In prophase you see chromatins condensed to chromosomes. In metaphasers centromeres align to make new homes.
Oh, God. Oh, hey, Javik, there you are. A sec, though. Yeah, something's going on here. It looks like we are live again. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think my disconnect protection got switched off, so it just completely disconnected. But that was because of something I was doing last time. But it looks like we're live again, I think. But yeah, I don't know really what happened. Like, I think something had like a super memory leak. Okay, so we are live. You can hear this. Okay, cool. I think there was like a memory leak or something, but it affected rate and it shut down the stream for a second. Nothing really happened because I was just sitting there questioning it for a while. Hopefully the recording's still going.
Is it time to rule the galaxy now? Kneel before Javik. I had a dream. 50,000 years had passed. It was horrible. I was alone. Primitives had evolved. They ruled the galaxy. Solarians, Turians, the Asari.
Know who you're talking to, Javik? Okay, I think that about does it. We still haven't seen Kasumi. Like I said, though, she could be passed out, cloaked. Face down in one of them pools, who knows? Oh, that is return to Normandy. Okay, so that's the only other objective. Well, there could potentially be other things that happen after the fact, but it seems like we're pretty much done here. I think I'm good with ending on the party, even if there are certain other interactions that can be done a little bit later. But I think we'll end it here, especially since we had like a near crash or something happened. I don't really know. But let's see if I could actually exit this without any problems. Okay. Seems like we're okay. Still maybe having some sound issues. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to be it for the stream. Mass Effect 3, the game is over. We're done. And it was good. I was trying to talk about it last time. We were having issues when I finished up the main story, too. I don't know what it is. Maybe if I just run Mass Effect too long, it just starts to take a big shit. But good game, good series. Enjoyed playing through the Legendary Edition. I do think, just real quick, I want to go through my thoughts before we wrap up here. I do think that the biggest improvements came with the first Mass Effect installment. I felt like out of the Legendary Edition touch-ups, that was probably the best one. There's some minor things I've seen here and there, things that we'll probably not see on this particular playthrough that they did some fixes for with like Mass Effect 3, like the infamous Tali portrait, if you romance her, has been changed to something that isn't just, I was going to call it clip art, but that's not the right word. You know what I'm talking about. Just it looks a little bit more like it fits in line with the actual in-game universe. So there's little touch-ups here and there that we didn't unfortunately get to see necessarily through this playthrough, but I still feel like that the first Mass Effect was probably the biggest improvement. But I enjoyed playing through each and every one of these games, and even some of the points that I was dreading that I don't remember liking wasn't too bad. Still didn't care for the Omega DLC that much, but I think overall it was fine. It was mostly just that end boss and just getting through that lots and lots of combat. But otherwise, it was all fine. Still, I like these games quite a bit, and even at the worst, I don't think they're all that bad. Already expressed some of my distaste with some of the things, mostly in Mass Effect 3, such as the overly willingness of the writers to kill off either the fan favorites or just your side characters, the ease of which you could do so. I don't mind if they want to kill off the characters, but some of the ones that you have no choice with or can't alter any sort of path to kind of rectify any potential deaths or characters or anything like that, not too into that. And otherwise, it's mostly fine. I'm not as hung up on the endings, though I didn't experience it the first time around, but I'm not as hung up on it as most people are. It is what it is, and I don't know. And not too many complaints as far as that goes. Though I do feel like they kind of polished it up a little bit with the Legendary Edition. I don't remember like those little images showing what the crew did after the fact. Still kind of sucks that you can't get the one little clip without getting 100% perfectly perfect Total War assets. And I feel like I did almost all of them, if not all of them. And I guess I must have just been missing out or did something not perfect. Would have liked to have gotten that one little clip where we get to see Shepard alive after doing the destroy ending, but I guess you got to be like real smooth on getting the playthrough exactly correct. And, I'm not really looking up a guide for any of this stuff, so I wouldn't have known what to do. But hey, if I ever end up streaming this again, which, oh God, hopefully that won't be for a while, maybe we can shoot for that. Otherwise, yeah, it is what it is. But still had fun. 3 or 4 months getting through all this series. It was a long one, but like I said, I enjoyed it all. So that's goodbye for Mass Effect. That is goodbye for the stream. We're going to be out for tonight, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with something new. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it as always, and we'll see y'all next time. So until then, take care. Have a good night.